Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, January 16th. Had to think what the date was. I knew it was Thursday. Today, actually, we had a bit of snow last night. Yeah, you can maybe see behind me. There's some snow outside, if you can see. Got some snow. Um, and it's still continuing snowing today. Um, Not as much as on Saturday. It's supposed to be a lot more on Saturday. But we got some snow. Um, Looks like about a couple of inches, about 2 or 3 inches maybe. Which isn't too bad. But this morning I got everybody out. Well, except for Abby, we have to go to CHEO, which is the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario, for 2 appointments today. So no school today, even though she's still also not feeling well. So surprise, surprise, she's getting her IV iron today. So she's probably not going to be feeling well tomorrow either. But I wanted to share with you what I'm doing right now. I just made myself coffee. I'm starting to cook my my rice in my Instant Pot this morning so I could turn it off when I go to when I get picked up to go. I got rides from two friends of mine, one to go there and one to come back. So we don't have to take the bus, which takes an hour to an hour and a half to get there and back. Like to get there an hour and a half and an hour and a half to get back. Usually, well, about an hour to get back because we usually it's easier to do the connections, but still, if we can get a ride, it's much faster. And with Abby not feeling great after her treatment, um, it's better. Just then I could actually get home in time to make supper. But I just wanted to share with you. I don't know if you guys also do this, but whenever I make bacon, I save the bacon grease. I put it in a jar, I put a lid, I throw it in my fridge, and it's good, not forever, but like it's good for a lot of things. So, and I use it when I'm making breakfast or stuff like fried eggs. I also use it when I'm making like fried rice to give that bacon flavor, that meat flavor to the rice, even if I'm making it vegetarian. So if I'm just throwing in like mixed vegetables and making a vegetable fried rice with maybe egg, the bacon adds a meaty flavor. So it's a great way to add flavor for something that most people throw out. So I just wanted to show you what I do. So that was my pan that I had. So sometimes I wait when it's warm and pour it. This time I waited till it was cool and I scraped it. But I just put it into like a wide mouth jar. So this one's like an old jar from salsa. And I just scooped it in there and I'm just going to put a lid on and put it in the fridge. So it's there. So in case of also times, like you could put it on toast like if, as butter and stuff like that. But it's just beige. This is another jar that I started a while ago. So, and I have it with lids, and I put it in the fridge, so it just is an extra fat source. It's really good in biscuits. Oh my goodness! If I made like baking powder biscuits, oh yum! As instead of like the butter or shortening, it's really good in there. It adds an extra flavor profile. So I have 45 minutes to prep stuff for tonight. So tonight I'm making dumplings slash spring rolls, and instead of the rice and noodle bowls, my hubby wanted me to make fried rice. So I'm gonna make turkey fried rice with the leftover turkey. So I'm just gonna start chopping up the vegetables. I'm not very fast at that, so if I can get that done and then just throw it in the fridge, then when I get home, I can start making stuff. That's the plan. So for breakfast this morning, before going to CHEO, Abby is having the leftover noodles and beef from a couple days ago. I froze it. And I'm having the leftover Asian salad and just putting a bit of this homemade Asian sesame dressing on both. Hey everybody, we just got back about an hour and a half ago from Chio, so I'm just trying to get things done. I got the rice done earlier. I chopped some green onions, and I chopped a bit of the leftover cabbage, the coleslaw, and then I just now finished chopping up some leftover bok choy, baby bok choy. I still have baby bok choy. So I have no more coleslaw from the grocery haul. I do have one Asian salad left, and that I have one quarter of a bag of baby bok choy. I'm going to show you, I'm making fried rice. Instead of making rice bowls, I'm making fried rice, and then I'm going to be making dumplings. So in here first, I chopped up the vegetables as much as possible. So I had baby bok choy, some cabbage, a little bit of purple onion that was half of a purple onion, green onions, and I sauteed that in a bit of oil with some garlic, ginger, some cumin, and that. And now I'm just putting egg in here. So now I'm just I pushed it aside so that it has a chance to cook. Push this fried rice over here so it has some chance to cook, and I will stir it in. And then I sauteed that with a little bit of water so that it would steam the vegetables. And then I took some chopped turkey. So I took about maybe a cup and a half, 2 cups of turkey that I chopped, and I put in here. So it's turkey fried rice, chicken fried rice. I'm just trying to cook it so that the egg will cook. You could do the egg first. I've seen various videos where they move the rice aside and do the egg with it. So I didn't want to do the egg first, take it out. So I'm trying it this way. We'll see how that works. But here is the onions and the cabbage for the dumplings I'm making with ground pork. There. So basically that fried rice is done. Oh, I put soy sauce and a bit of sriracha. I'm just gonna has a nice flavor. Again, this would be enough for a meal, but my family doesn't like one thing as a meal, so I'm going to make dumplings. Now, I'm not going to make too much tonight because, as you can see, it's 6 o'clock already, and my husband gets home between 6:30 and 7, so I'm going to make whatever I can make in the next half hour to an hour, and then boil them up and put a sauce on them, like the Hunan, the peanut butter Hunan dumplings. And in this bowl I put the minced pork, I put some grated ginger and garlic, cornstarch, some chicken bouillon, soy sauce, white pepper, a couple of eggs, and now I'm just going to stir it all up and make a good mince meat filling. And if I need to add any more spices, I will look at it and do that a bit. Maybe some more soy sauce. But I'm just going to mix it all up. So you take a wonton wrapper or egg roll wrapper if you want to make nice big ones, as I'm doing right now. They could be square or circular. And I find using like a butter knife is easier to put the filling in. Usually you're holding this in your hand so you can kind of smear the filling. And you make it so that it's like a kind of pasty with the cornstarch and the chicken stock and the egg. You put whatever vegetables you want to put in there. You just put that in the center. And then you dip your fingers into the water. Wet the edges. And then you make sure you bring this corner to this one and you pinch it there. This is easier to do when it's in your hand, but I can't hold. If something pops out, that's fine because you're just going to scoop that back in, but that means I just overfilled it. Now I might just make sure it's pinched. Oh, look, that one was a little bit too overfilled. So you take some out. Make sure there's no pockets. Okay. And then you bring the ends together to meet in the center and you pinch that there. Make sure all the... And then you're just going to get some water boiling. So you could do this all up and cover this on a tray in your freezer. So cover it with saran wrap and freeze it. And then you can boil water and you can cook these anytime once they're frozen. Or if you're going to do them like fresh, like I'm doing today, you just put them on here and then get boiling water and cook them. And then I'm going to show you the sauce I'm going to make to drizzle on top of them when they're done. So this is all the pork wontons. There's about 30 of them. They're huge and they're still half the filling. So I'm going to put that in the fridge tonight so we can make some more tomorrow. But these are huge. Like if you look at these dumplings compared, I made them huge. So like half my hand. There'd be huge wontons. And I'm going to put them in boiling water. And then I'm going to show you the sauce that I'm going to pour over them. So once it starts boiling, the dumplings float to the top. And then you just fish them out. So, and do more. I'm going to do like 4 or 5 at a time, because each time you drop a dumpling in, it like lowers the temperature down, and you don't want them to actually stick together. So you go in there, you stir. And you cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes at rolling boil until they float. And you can tell that they're cooked because you can touch them. And then I'm just putting the sauce. I'll put half the sauce over them, and as the dumplings go in, they'll just get turned in the sauce. I'm keeping some of the sauce out just in case this container is not big enough for them all. So I'm just going to try one. Basically, one dumpling is cut into like 4. Mm, 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 mm. This is like the dumplings that we had in Chinatown that I think we paid $10 or $15 a plate. And oh my goodness, they're so good. But I mean, this whole thing cost, it was $6 for the ground pork. Mm. And the wonton wrappers or the egg roll wrappers were like $1.50. And the sauce stuff was just stuff I had in my cupboards. If you don't have those things, then it would cost a bit more for chili oil or that, but you can make it yourself. And peanut butter, vinegar, you can use white vinegar instead of the black vinegar. The black vinegar just has a little bit more authentic flavor. But, oh, but right now it's really hot in my kitchen because I'm boiling more dumplings. But I had to try one because they're so good. OMG. I don't know if I want to share.